No one expected it. Kim Hye-yoon announced good news. But it was her surprising words about Byun Woo-seok that sent shockwaves through fans and the entire industry. What exactly did she say? And why did it spark such a heated reaction? Stay with Red Carpet Revealed as we dive deep and uncover the truth behind this unforgettable moment. No one expected it. Kim Hye-yoon stood before the flashing cameras, her smile radiant, her eyes sparkling with a mixture of pride and joy as she shared news that fans had long been waiting to hear. The announcement itself was enough to make headlines, a new milestone, a new achievement, a moment of triumph in her blossoming career. Yet what truly sent shockwaves across the entertainment industry was not the news itself, but the surprising way she chose to frame it. The words she spoke that carried an unexpected name. Byun Woo-seok. In a few simple sentences. What might have been an ordinary celebration intercultural moment. A revelation that left fans gasping, speculating, and endlessly replaying the video to analyze every expression, every pause, every syllable. Why mention him? What did it mean? And was this the confirmation that fans had secretly hoped for all along? The press conference hall had been packed that day, buzzing with anticipation. Kim Hye-yoon had always been a darling of both the public and the media, known for her versatility on screen and her grounded, genuine personality off it. Her rise to fame had been steady yet dazzling, each role she played carving a stronger niche for her in the hearts of viewers. She was not just another actress, she was seen as the embodiment of youthful energy, resilience, and authenticity. That day, when she appeared before the cameras to share good news, fans expected to celebrate with her, whether it was a new drama project, a prestigious award, or perhaps even a personal achievement. They leaned forward eagerly, ready to clap, ready to cheer. But what none of them expected was that her joy would carry with it a shock that would ripple far beyond the walls of that room. When she began speaking, her tone was measured but warm. She thanked her supporters, her colleagues, and her fans. Her words filled with gratitude. And then, as if almost casually, she mentioned Byun Woo-seok. The air seemed to shift instantly. The room, already attentive, grew impossibly still. It was not just a name, it was a revelation. For years, fans had speculated about the bond between the two stars. Their on-screen chemistry had been undeniable, their off-screen camaraderie equally magnetic. They laughed together in interviews, exchanged knowing glances on stage, and shared moments of ease that suggested a comfort deeper than professional courtesy. The public adored them as a pair, creating countless fan edits, shipping them fervently, dreaming of a romance that blurred the lines between fiction and reality. And now, with her words, Kim Hye-yoon had breathed life into those fantasies, turning whispers into a roar. The exact phrasing of her statement was simple, almost understated. But it was precisely this simplicity that made it so powerful. She spoke of gratitude, of joy, and of the people who had supported her. And then she added, "I especially want to thank Byun Woo-seok." The cameras flashed furiously. Reporters scribbled frantically. And the audience gasped audibly. It wasn't just the fact that she mentioned him, it was the way she said his name. With a softness that suggested familiarity. With an affection that hinted at something more than professional respect. In that moment, what should have been a straightforward announcement turned into a narrative shift. A spark that ignited a firestorm of speculation. The reaction was immediate and overwhelming. Social media lit up like wildfire. Within minutes, hashtags combining their names began trending worldwide. Fans dissected the clip frame by frame, analyzing the way her lips curved into a smile as she spoke, the brief sparkle in her eyes, the subtle lift in her voice. Some claimed it was proof of a hidden romance, others argued it was simply friendly acknowledgement. Yet the sheer volume of discussion was undeniable. Millions of views, thousands of comments, endless theories flooded the internet, some playful, some deeply emotional, capturing the collective frenzy of a fandom that had long been waiting for this moment. For many, the pairing of Kim Hye-yoon and Byun Woo-seok had always been more than wishful thinking. Their work together on screen had been electric. The intensity of the performances, the way they seemed to draw out the best in each other, had convinced audiences that something genuine lay beneath the surface. Even when the cameras stopped rolling, their chemistry lingered. Interviews showed them laughing effortlessly, teasing one another, finishing each other's sentences. They exuded comfort, a natural rhythm that felt less like rehearsed promotion and more like authentic connection. To fans, They represented the kind of story that dramas themselves aspire to create, a love that feels destined, inevitable, real. That is why Kim Hye-yoon's casual yet pointed acknowledgement of Byun Woo-seok carried such weight. It wasn't just about gratitude, it was about validation. It was as though, with one sentence, she had confirmed what fans had long believed but never dared to hope would be spoken aloud. It didn't matter that she offered no further explanation. The mere fact that she said his name in that context was enough. The silence that followed, the absence of elaboration, only deepened the mystery and fueled speculation. Was she hinting at something more? Was this her way of slowly preparing the public for a revelation yet to come? Or was it nothing at all? Just an innocent gesture magnified by the lenses of love-struck fans? The media, of course. On the moment with fervor. Headlines blared across news sites. Kim Hye-yoon's shocking mention of Byun Woo-seok at celebration. What did she mean? Fans speculate over her surprising words. Romance rumors spark again between two rising stars. Talk shows replayed the clip endlessly, inviting experts to analyze her tone, her body language, her choice of words. Some hosts teased the possibility of a romance. Others cautioned against reading too much into a single line. But the truth is, speculation is the lifeblood of celebrity culture. And Kim Hye-yoon had unknowingly, or perhaps deliberately, fed the flames. What made the situation even more fascinating was Byun Woo-seok's silence. As the internet erupted, fans scoured his social media accounts for any hint of a response. Did he like a particular post? Did he share anything cryptic? Was there a photo that could be interpreted as a subtle reply? Every action, or lack thereof, was scrutinized intensely. His silence, rather than calming the frenzy, only amplified it. Fans demanded answers. Reporters camped outside his agency, and entertainment portals published article after article speculating on his perspective. The mystery grew, and with it, the intrigue. Behind all the chaos, however, is the human element, the reality of two individuals navigating not only their personal lives but also the relentless spotlight of fame. For Kim Hye-yoon, a young actress still rising in her career, the word she speaks is magnified, every gesture dissected. For Byun Woo-seok, whose popularity has been skyrocketing, the pressure is equally immense. To be linked romantically is not merely a matter of personal curiosity, it carries implications for careers, endorsements, and public perception. The stakes are high, the scrutiny unforgiving. And yet, amidst this, one cannot help but wonder, did her words slip out unintentionally? Or were they a carefully chosen hint? Third act of openness in a world that thrives on secrecy? The days passed, the narrative only grew more complex. Fans began connecting dots that may or may not exist. They recalled previous interviews where she had spoken warmly of him, remembered subtle smiles exchanged during award ceremonies, replayed behind-the-scenes footage where their ease with one another seemed undeniable. Each recollection became evidence. Clip a puzzle piece in a story that fans were desperate to complete. The fervor transformed into a movement, with fans creating dedicated pages, fan art, and even petitions urging the two stars to make it official. The internet became a gallery of their shared moments, by thousands who believed in their connection more fervently than in their own love lives. Meanwhile, entertainment critics offered their perspectives, noting how this sudden wave of attention could influence their careers. For Kim Hye-yoon, the mention of Byun Woo-seok tied her image even more closely to his, potentially shaping her trajectory in unexpected ways. For Byun Woo-seok, the association with her only heightened his appeal, especially as fans romanticized the idea of them together. Industry experts debated whether this would ultimately benefit or burden them. But one truth was clear, their names had become intertwined in the public consciousness, perhaps irrevocably. Beauty of this moment lies not just in its shock value but in what it represents. It is a reminder of the thin line between reality and fantasy in the world of celebrity. A single word, a single name, blur the boundaries, transforming professional colleagues into imagined lovers, and turning ordinary announcements into historic moments. It reveals the hunger of fans for connection, for stories that transcend the screen, for proof that the magic they see on television and film can spill over into real life. It is both enchanting and dangerous, both exhilarating and exhausting. Hye-yoon, the journey from that announcement has only just begun. The questions swirl endlessly. Debates rage on, and the speculation refuses to die down. But one thing is certain, Her words have changed the narrative. By mentioning Byun Woo-seok, she has set in motion a wave that cannot be undone. Whether it leads to confirmation, denial, simply remains an eternal mystery. It has already cemented its place in the annals of K-entertainment history. Fans will remember this day not just as the day she shared good news, but as the day she gave them something far more tantalizing. The possibility of a love story they had long dreamed of. And so part 1 closes not with answers but with questions. The air remains charged with curiosity. The atmosphere electric with anticipation. Did she truly mean? Was it a slip, a hint, or a confession cleverly disguised? The world waits, breath held, for the next chapter in this unfolding saga. If one thing is clear, it is that the story of Kim Hye-yoon and Byun Woo-seok is far from over. The days following Kim Hye-yoon's announcement felt like a whirlwind that refused to calm. News outlets replayed her statement on loop, dissecting every detail. Entertainment analysts debated on primetime shows, while fans continued to flood online forums with theories. The narrative no longer centered on the good news she had originally intended to share. Instead, it had evolved into something bigger. Something that bridged personal life, professional image, and the unpredictable intensity of public curiosity. By uttering his name, had set off a chain reaction. One that pulled Byun Woo-seok into the center of a storm that neither of them could have predicted. For Byun Woo-seok, the silence grew deafening. He made no immediate public statement, choosing instead to maintain his composure as the frenzy unfolded. Yet his every move was magnified. Dual Instagram posts sparked debates about whether it contained hidden meanings. A choice of outfit at an event became fodder for analysis. Fans searching desperately for clues. His agency issued a short, carefully worded statement reminding the public to respect their artist's privacy. But it did little to quell the fire. If anything, the lack of denial only fueled the speculation further. Silence, in this case, spoke volumes. Behind the scenes, colleagues and insiders whispered about their close bond. Staff members recalled the warmth they showed each other between takes, the quiet gestures that went unnoticed by cameras. Makeup artists described the comfort they seemed to find in one another's presence, while production staff hinted at the laughter that echoed on set whenever the two were together. None of these accounts confirmed anything explicitly, but together they painted a picture of intimacy that went beyond the ordinary. And the more people spoke, the more fans believed. What had once been rumor began to feel like reality, solidified not by direct confirmation but by the accumulation of small, tender anecdotes. Meanwhile, Kim Hye-yoon continued to navigate the situation with grace. She neither retracted her words nor elaborated further, leaving her statement suspended in the air like a puzzle with missing pieces. She continued her work, events, filming projects, and interacting with fans as though nothing had changed. Yet everything had. Her smile, seen as simple joy, was now interpreted as coded expression. Her laughter was examined for hidden truths. Even her silences spoke volumes to those who wanted to believe. She had become both actress and enigma. Life a stage upon which millions projected their hopes and fantasies. What was perhaps most remarkable was the way the fandom united. Instead of fracturing under the weight of speculation, they rallied together. Entire online communities dedicated themselves to supporting the pair, curating every past interaction, archiving every shared moment, creating timelines of their relationship both real and imagined. The internet became a shrine to their supposed bond, filled with fan-made videos that stitched together years of footage into seamless narratives of love. Some videos went viral, millions of views, their romantic edits blurring the line between truth and fiction, until even casual viewers began to wonder if there was more to the story than meets the eye. As this movement gained momentum, it doubled down. Major outlets published op-eds questioning whether celebrities should be allowed privacy at all. Others criticized the public's obsession, invasive and unfair. But criticism did little to slow the fervor. Fans insisted that their investment came not from idle gossip but from genuine admiration. They weren't just shipping two stars, they were celebrating what they saw as an authentic connection. To them, Kim Hye-yoon and Byun Woo-seok were more than actors. They were symbols of hope, of the possibility that real love could emerge from the artificial world of scripted dramas. And in a time when cynicism often overshadowed romance, that hope mattered deeply. The story also highlighted the immense pressure that comes with fame. For two young stars still cementing their places in the industry, Every word and action carried weight. A slip of the tongue could alter career trajectories. A single photo could redefine public image. The expectations placed upon them were immense, bordering on impossible. They were expected to be perfect, to embody both fantasy and reality, to live up to ideals that no ordinary human could sustain. And yet, in their humanity, flawed, uncertain, vulnerable, they became all the more beloved. Fans saw in them reflections of themselves, struggling to balance personal desires with societal demands. Their story was no longer just about two celebrities, it had become a mirror for an entire generation navigating the complexities of love and identity in a hyper-connected world. As speculation raged, some wondered whether this was, in fact, a turning point. Would Kim Hye-yoon and Byun Woo-seok eventually confirm a relationship? Would they continue to deny and deflect, leaving the mystery unsolved? Or would this moment fade into history as just another fleeting storm in the endless cycle of celebrity news? Each possibility carried its own weight. A confirmation would thrill fans but could bring backlash. The trajectory of their careers. Continued silence would preserve privacy but at the cost of endless speculation. A denial might calm the frenzy temporarily but would likely be met with skepticism by those unwilling to let go of their dreams. In the midst of uncertainty, one truth remained clear: their bond, its nature, had captured the imagination of millions. And in capturing it, they had transcended the ordinary boundaries of fame. They were no longer just actors delivering performances, they had become the protagonists of a real-life drama that felt more gripping than any script. The public was not merely watching, they were participating, investing emotionally, shaping the narrative with their reactions. It was a phenomenon that revealed the evolving relationship between celebrities and their audiences in the digital age. Fans were no longer passive consumers, they were co-creators of the story. Months after the initial announcement, frenzy showed no sign of dying down. Every new project they undertook was viewed through the lens of their supposed connection. Casting news sparked debates about whether directors were capitalizing on their chemistry. Brand endorsements fueled speculation about joint appearances. Even their separate successes became intertwined, celebrated as if they were shared victories. Their names had become inseparable, their stories permanently linked in the cultural imagination. For better or worse, now a pair in the eyes of the world, bound together not by official confirmation but by the unrelenting belief of their fans. And yet, beneath the noise, a quieter truth persisted. Regardless of whether Kim Hye-yoon and Byun Woo-seok were romantically involved, the affection and respect they clearly shared was undeniable. Their friendship, their collaboration, ability to bring out the best in each other, these were real, tangible things that could not be dismissed. And perhaps that was enough. Perhaps their story did not need a label or a resolution. Perhaps the beauty lay in the ambiguity, in the possibility that kept fans dreaming. After all, love itself is often less about certainty and more about the feelings it inspires. And in this case, feelings were vast, powerful, and enduring. Saga continued to unfold. One could not help but reflect on the power of a single sentence. Mentioning Byun Woo-seok during her announcement, Kim Hye-yoon had not only altered her own narrative but had reshaped the landscape of contemporary celebrity culture. She had reminded the world that stories matter, words carry weight, and that even in an industry filled with carefully crafted images, moments of authenticity, real or perceived, can change everything. Her joy, her gratitude, her unexpected mention had transformed into something far greater than she could have anticipated. It had become history. Story that would be told and retold for years to come. So, the tale of Kim Hye-yoon and Byun Woo-seok remains unfinished, suspended between fact and fantasy, silence and confession. It is a story written not just by them but by the millions who watch, who believe, who care. It is a reminder that in the modern age, celebrities are no longer solitary figures but shared experiences. Their lives intertwined with the lives of those who admire them. They ultimately confirm a love story or simply continue as colleagues and friends. Their bond has already left an indelible mark. The shock of that one moment, the thrill of that one name spoken aloud, will echo long after the headlines fade. As the cameras dim and the frenzy quiets, one thing is certain: the story is not over. Whether it evolves into romance, remains a cherished friendship, or becomes a mystery locked away forever, it has already achieved something rare. It has made the world believe in the magic of connection. in the possibility of love. Power of words to change everything. And that, perhaps, is the greatest legacy of all. The end, what began as a simple announcement has grown into one of the most unforgettable moments in recent Korean entertainment. Kim Hye-yoon's radiant joy, with her unexpected mention of Byun Woo-seok, reminded us how fragile and powerful words can be. Whether it was a hint at something deeper or simply a heartfelt acknowledgement, that moment stirred emotions, ignited conversations, and created memories that fans will hold close for years to come. It showed us that sometimes the most extraordinary stories are born from the most ordinary gestures. To every reader who has joined us on this journey, thank you. Your curiosity, passion, and emotional investment are what keep stories like these alive beyond the headlines. At Red Carpet Revealed. Grateful to share these moments with you, not just as spectators of fame, but as a community of dreamers who believe in love, connection, and the beauty of human stories. Now, as this chapter closes, we turn to you. What do you think Kim Hye-yoon truly meant when she spoke his name? Do you believe her words were a quiet confession, or simply an innocent gesture magnified by love-struck eyes? Share your thoughts, your feelings, and your hopes. Join the conversation. Let your voice be heard. Continue to celebrate the stories that move us all. Because in the end, whether it is truth, rumor, or fantasy, magic lies in the fact that we care.